Hello friends in North Carolina. I hope you're all safe and healthy. I miss all our wine dinner or in-person contact, of course. For everybody who know me, I wish that we'll be reunited soon. For those who doesn't know, never met me, I'm a local wine importer based in Carbo, North Carolina, and I import French wines from a small family-owned estate from all over France. I focus on small winery with a large organic philosophy. You know, I believe that wine is made in the vineyard by true farmer who respects their land and that doesn't use pesticide or herbicide or phytosanitary product. You know, the best answer to quality is organic farming, in my opinion. When you have life in your soil, in your vineyard, you're pretty much sure that you're gonna have life in your wine. Voilà. So here today I'm in Cellar in the Loire Valley. Loire Valley, my native region, and where my family and I have now settled for a few months, you know, just until we come back in the first semester of next year. So you'll see me again. Don't worry, you'll see me back in the States. So I wanted to thanks Sue and Richard for keep supporting my portfolio, keep doing this wine dinner that really like allow us to stay in contact. Thank you guys who also purchased the Southwest wine case that really work very well. So thank you guys for supporting me, even if I'm far away. I think of you and I share my passion through my wines still. So today we are focusing on a region that, after my of course native region, the Loire, is close to my heart. It's the Beaujolais region. A region that, you know, geographically, you look at the map of France, it's just south of Burgundy. It's actually the southern extension of Burgundy. It's supposed to be part of Burgundy, technically. And it's at the door of Lyon, which is the beginning of the Rhone Valley. So Beaujolais is kind of nestled between two large and famous regions. But cultivate its particularity. Through one grape that is Gamay Noir à Jus Blanc. So a Gamay grape, which is a sibling of Pinot Noir. I usually call it the joyful version of Pinot Noir. It's a grape that is lively, fresh, focusing on the essence of the wine, which is going back to the genuine taste of the fruits. That's what I love about Gamay. It's a vigorous grape that need certain terroir to express itself the best. That's why Gamay settled in the hillside vineyard of Beaujolais. So Beaujolais is first a beautiful region. People, if they've never been there, they focus, they don't have the right emotion and impression of Beaujolais. Beaujolais is rolling hills of granite, of this magmatic stone with elevation that can go as high as 1,500, 2,000 feet high. So quite an elevation for a vineyard. And it's a beautiful region as well, because it's full of small wineries. You don't have like big, large vineyard like you can find in the southern France, for example. It's multitude of small wineries. And what I love also is that by law, when you are in the best terroir of Beaujolais, that we call the Cru du Beaujolais, you have, it's mandatory actually to harvest by hand. So during the harvest time in October or September, you see like a multitude of workers in the hill of Beaujolais that make it so unique and so personable. And that's what I love about the Beaujolais region. The Beaujolais is also at the door of Lyon. Lyon, which is arguably the capital of French gastronomy, where the bistrot, this wine bar, really were born. The bistronomy were born in the Bouchon Lyonnais. The Bouchon being this small wine shop that you have all over wine shop and restaurant that you have all over the old quarter of Lyon. Lyon is also like a region, like I said, that is in the junction between these two regions, and you have actually two rivers that cross Lyon: the Saône that flow through the Burgundy region, and the Rhône, which actually go south in the Rhône Valley. But you know, people usually say that there's the third river in Lyon, which is the Beaujolais, the Gamay, which flow through all these wine bars. So just to tell you how important Beaujolais can be in this region, surrounded by monster of reputation, they need the freshness and the versatility of this wine made from Gamay. Voilà, so you understood that I love Beaujolais region. So the region is also known for a wine that sometimes has a bad reputation, the Beaujolais Nouveau, which is unfortunate that it has this bad reputation, because Beaujolais Nouveau is actually a great way to discover the first site of the harvest, because what better way to taste when it's just out of the vat? And that was the first intention by launching Beaujolais Nouveau, is to give like a first impression of the harvest. And it stays like this, but you have to go further from Beaujolais Nouveau to discover what's really the Beaujolais is capable of. It through the 10 crus of the Beaujolais. There's 12 appellations in Beaujolais. You have the Beaujolais, the Beaujolais village, and all these 10 villages. It's actually 30 miles from roughly from the south of Mâcon to the door of Lyon, and 8 miles wide. And it's rolling hills of granite mostly. This granite that actually fits so well to Gamay because it's a terroir that's kind of lower the vigor of Gamay to express its best, basically. So 10 crus, we start to the north in Saint-Amour and finish in Brouilly, which is like the golden gate, basically, of the Beaujolais region, the Mont Brouilly that you can see from all over the place in the Beaujolais region. So, voilà, so beautiful region, beautiful setting, beautiful people. I love all our friends in Beaujolais who open their door and their heart when you come see them. And that's, you know, I'm gonna try to tell you a bit more about them while tasting their wines. So we start in the case with a sparkling wine from Franck Besson. Franck Besson is kind of an extraterrestrial and somebody who not follow the rules in this area. He took over after his father-in-law and decided to switch nearly the entire production to sparkling wine production. It's really not the tradition out there to make sparkling out of Gamay, but he was seeing his father-in-law struggling to sell his Beaujolais and Beaujolais Village to the négociants, which over-dominate the area. And he decided to study in Champagne and came back to the winery and started to make to use Gamay to make méthode traditionnelle, which is a méthode champenoise with this second fermentation in the barrel to make sparkling wine out of Gamay. And why not? You know, the Champenois make champagne from the cuisine of Gamay, Pinot Noir. And it ended up, starting with a rosé called Rose Granite, and continue to really the utmost to make a Blanc de Noir. What we call Blanc de Noir is a white wine made from a red grape. And if you remember the full name, which Gamay Noir à Jus Blanc, the last few words is white juice. Inside the berry it's white juice. So if you press very gently, you extract the white juice and you make a still white at the beginning and second fermentation in the barrel to make the sparkling. The particularity of Franck is he controls every step of the way and make everything artisanally at the estate with hand riddling in wooden rack, with his own dosage at the end to make his own style. So it's really like every single barrel is kind of a vessel of fermentation and a particularity and a personality on its own. I love Franck. Franck is a beautiful character, which I really want to support. Voilà, so we're going to move then to Chirouble, Chirouble with the Beaujolais Rosé from Château de Javernon. Chirouble, it's a beautiful place, especially where Château de Javernon is located. Château de Javernon, it's on top, the highest elevated place in Chirouble, which is already the highest elevated terroir of Beaujolais. And it's an amphitheater where the Château de Javernon is located. You have this like a pink stone house, they call it chateau, but a large house, which dominate all the valley, that your view plunge into the valley. And you have like a hillside vineyard that are very steep, that actually give you the most, like, we call it the getaway cru. It's usually the one that expresses the best the purity and the freshness of Gamay because of the altitude, the cooler climate, the longer growing season. And all this give you in the Gamay from Chirouble usually a fresher style. That's why rosés are so suitable in this area. It's a Beaujolais village. When you all over this Cru du Beaujolais, you can be classified as Beaujolais village, but it's, you know, honestly, Chirouble rosé doesn't exist, but it is a Chirouble rosé. Direct pressing, no long extraction. It's totally dry, fresh, and you have this. I love this kind of like sour cherry character, this fresh strawberry with this nice acidity and sour characters that characterize this rosé. It's a rosé of gastronomy. It's not only a rosé for fun. You can really have great food pairing with it. So next wine is the Régnier. Régnier, we call it the new kid on the block. It's until the 1980s, there was only 9 crus. And the 10th cru is Régnier. Voilà. Régnier, who is the particularity to have more sandy soil in the terroir of Régnier, which usually make Régnier usually very fruit forward, very fresh, very gentle. You know, you won't find a lot of Régniers that are super extracted. So it's juice, like fresh juice that go out of the Régnier. The parcel is called Haute Ronze. Haute Ronze, which is the pride of the Régnier area. They put that on a label because it's the best terroir. The best parcel is named Haute Ronze. Voilà. So, voilà, our friend Jean-Michel, who actually really work the most traditional way in this kind of old vat that you see behind me, long aging in order to extract the best of it. The particularity of all the Beaujolais, even the cru, is they use a method called the carbonic maceration, which is all cluster, so they harvest by hand, keep the whole cluster, and the fermentation happen in each berry. That's the secret of Beaujolais. When you do this fermentation, it extracts a lot of fruits, the fresh and genuine part of the fruit, and that's what you get in most of the Beaujolais. And then the terroir speaks and makes differentiation between all the cru. You have different generation, different structure of granite, with some terroir which has some different mineral, quartz, manganese. And that's the nuances that you find in all the Beaujolais that make you, that give you the different character of each cru, which are very distinct. So after this Régnier, we move to Saint-Amour. Saint-Amour, which is the wine of the lover. It's actually the name of the village, Saint-Amour. Amour is love, of course. It's become popular for Valentine's Day, but not only. Which is surprising because, you know, when you think of love, of this kind of moment, you think of light, you think of rose, you think of fresh. And Saint-Amour is actually one of the most structured for part of the terroir of Saint-Amour, because there's 2 terroirs in Saint-Amour, basically. You have the terroir of pink granite, which more or less give you fresher style. And then you have a terroir of schist and clay, which really give you this more structured character. And this is a terroir where this Saint-Amour is produced. So you're gonna have a more structured Gamay, which is great to have it in the list. because it really gives you another face of Gamay, the more structured, more complex. Wow. So remember, most of the wines that we present are not aged in oak necessarily. They stay in concrete vats to preserve the fruit, the genuine fruit. Only one wine actually, it's aged in barrels, is the one from Robert Pérou, Foudre numéro 5. The name is Foudre number 5. Foudre are big barrels, larger barrels, so don't think of small barrels that can extract a lot of oak. Foudre is a larger barrel that is used traditionally in the region to ferment and age the wines, which allow an oxygenation, which is great for this wine because it comes from the Côte de Brouilly, another of the Cru du Beaujolais, the southernmost. Côte means hillside, so it's all the hillside around the Mont Brouilly, this big mount that look like a volcano, a dormant volcano, but it's not. And all the hillside around are made of the blue stone of Brouilly, a magmatic stone that give to the Côte de Brouilly a much more age-worthy character, more structured. It's probably one of the Cru du Beaujolais which is the most age-worthy and has more shoulder, let's say. That's why also he has to use French oak, larger oak, in order to oxygenate the wine and make it a little bit more round. That's one of the characteristics of the use of oak at the end. Voilà. So last wine is Chenas from Pascal Offrand. Pascal Offrand has a beautiful stanhouse on top of the Mont Raymond, which is another of the famous hillside of the Beaujolais, one of the pride in Chenas. Chenas come from the name chêne, oak. There used to be like a lot of oak tree planted in the hillside of Chenas that were uprooted when they planted vine, of course, but that the name stayed. So this parcel is unique. It's on top of the Mont Raymond, 3.5 acres, single block of vines that have been planted by Pascal ancestor right in the middle of World War II. So you can imagine how old vines can really dig far into the terroir and extract the best of the potential of the terroir, this terroir of granite soil. So it's not necessarily a wine that is extremely structured and extracted. It's actually very floral, very fresh, but has this depth, this longevity that is really remarkable. And remember, all the Gamay are, at the end we find nuances, but they all express again this genuine and fresher character of the fruit all the way. Different nuances, from fresh fruit, strawberry to deeper black fruit, but always Gamay gonna give you this generous feel, this genuine feel of going back to the basic in wine, which is fresh fruit. Voilà. So today you probably saw some little flies in the camera, and I'm gonna leave it because it's one of the characteristics of cellars that are in fermentation. You have this small fly that we call drosophile that populate the cellar during this period. They don't bother me, and they joined us during this presentation, which is fine with me. Voilà, so again, I wanted to thank you all for your support. Thank you for really your loyalty, and I can't wait to be in the restaurant with you and share all these great moments, the hugs, the kisses that we all share. And I'm gonna raise my glass to you guys and wish you a good end of year. Merry Christmas. I know we're not far, away from Christmas. And yeah, thanks again. And see you next time, very soon, I'm sure, with another video. Ciao.